In news from James Gunn, is Henry Cavill a small Superman? That's the question we ask, bro. Let's get to it. Right here, James Gunn was asked a question from somebody named the Jeff Swope. He says, did David do a wardrobe test in a different Superman costume like Henry did? James says yes. Everyone who screen tested was screen tested in the previous suit, although David had a hard time fitting as he's so tall. So what they're saying is that David Corenswet, who's going to be the new Superman in Superman Legacy coming out in July of 2025, David Corenswet is 6'4". He tried to get into the Man of Steel suit. The Man of Steel suit is the suit that was made for Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, they say he stands about 6'1". I think it's more closer to 6 feet. But as David Corenswet was trying to test in his suit, he had a hard time fitting in because Corenswet was just too tall. The question that I have for you guys is, was Henry Cavill a short Superman?
I mean, okay, so how tall was
Christopher Reeve?
6'4".
6'4".
How tall was Henry Cavill?
They say that he's listed as 6'1", but I seen him about 6 feet.
So just based off of movie height, based off of camera manipulations, who would you say was the buffer in terms of aesthetic look, not height?
Cavill. Cavill had the biggest buffest body.
Okay, so to answer the question, yes, he will be considered a small Superman. It depending. Do you think Corenswet can get that swole?
He's already getting swole.
But
Corenswet is already bulking up.
We saw like the skip. We never seen him shirtless yet.
No,
we haven't got
seen
the full reveal yet.
We haven't got there.
But just off of what you've seen, you've seen more Superman's iterations than I have. So,
I think that Corenswet, when he's done, he's gonna look like Thor in the first Thor.
Isn't that too big and you're that tall, or are you just trying to just surpass what Cavill did?
That was that small waist with abs and nice pecs. Thor in the first Thor wasn't as buff as Cavill was. Mm-hmm. He was shredded though, and he was like nice and muscular.
So would you prefer beefy Superman, or you want to cut, slim, slender?
I'll take either one. Bro. As long as we have a Superman that's representing the way he should represent, that's fine. But Henry Cavill played Superman for a few years.
And he's buff.
And
swole.
But he's not really tall.
No, he's not. But see, I don't think height.
6'1".
Okay,
6'1",
so my question to you, Jody.
We don't know that he's 6'1".
So
I just looked it up.
So
Henry Cavill 6'1".
So I have a question.
Hey, people lie all the time, bro. Just like you for like
Jody,
45 minutes.
So in terms of,
bro.
I'm getting a little deep.
I tell you, Dwight Howard's not 7 feet tall, bro.
Wait, yeah, he's 6'10". Dwight Howard's 6'10". But no, I'm asking you, if I didn't really, the Christopher Reeve movies, I don't remember them like that. But in terms of how they directly shot it, if that nigga's tall, is there going to be scenes where we see, because you don't have to do camera manipulations, will he be towering over people? Yeah. Will he have more like,
so. Yes,
will it be more like,
he's pretty
in terms
tall.
of the shots that we're going to get?
Yeah.
So what kind of, the villains that he got to face are going to be shorter because he's so tall?
That's so like, you don't have to do that.
That's my
when
question.
you have somebody who's already tall, you don't have to compensate.
Play up, no, right? You don't have to play up on camera.
Not
so
like
that's
they
my
do with Tom Cruise.
I mean, so that's what they did with Cavill. So since they don't have to play those games with him, so does he have to be beefy just to nail the camera shots? That's my question to you.
Yes. As far as the visuals, he needs to have the right physique. And to be honest with you, I think he's going to be above 6'4" because his boots are going to add some height.
So he's going to be like 6'5",
6'5" up there.
6'6",
6'6", maybe.
I think Superman is actually 6'5" though.
No, he's not.
So like those Batman, when you see Batman towers over a nigga behind an alley type scenes. Yeah. So he's gonna have those type visually. You can shoot that with a 6'1", with a 6'6" Superman. Yeah. Now how he looks on screen, I'm not sure how they can shoot that. How buff he is, because we never seen a buff tall Superman before.
Nope, never.
That's gonna be.
And look, I don't think it's. Listen, Henry Cavill did what he could do. He looked like Superman, especially with that body he had on. But yeah, you're right. He was like 6 feet, 6'1".
He
max.
is 6'1". Yeah.
You don't know that he's 6'1". How do you know?
I looked it up.
Oh, because Google said so.
It's on his.
You know, a lot of those people say how tall they are and they run with it, right?
So Henry Cavill himself said that.
If it says,
I'm sure that he said that.
I can show you my ID that says I'm 300 pounds right now. I am not 300 pounds. But if we go by the ID, it says so. Dwight Howard's a 7-footer. That's been saying it for years. No, he's not.
He's 6'10".
He got 1 inch on LeBron. He probably 6'9".
Yeah, he's 6'10".
So that means Ben Affleck is not 6'4". He's actually 6'5", or he's actually 6'3".
No.
You won't know until you get a measurer and measure that man. Because one thing is for sure, X-Files is not 6 feet.
No, me and X-Files are the same height.
Exactly.
Henry Cavill's 5'10".
And I've seen Henry. I've seen Henry.
Cavill's
I do not think Henry Cavill is 6'1". Nah.
Oh, that's good, John Bat.
Yes.
I weigh more than you.
All right. Does it matter that he's 6'4"?
I mean, he's the same height. He's the same height as the original Superman, Christopher Reeve. And I give it that though. That's the first Superman who was actually. Wait, I think Brandon Routh is like. I think he's 6'2" or 6. No, he's 6'2". I think he's 6'2", but I think he is.
No, Brandon Routh is taller than 6. He's like 6'4" as well.
Man, look that shit up, bro.
Brandon Routh was tall. He was like 6'4" as well.
Up, bro,
yes.
Say something about it.
Hey, this. Look.
He's 6'2", like I said.
Oh, it does say 6'2".
Yeah.
So
he looks taller than that though.
So he's 6 feet then.
Maybe he's a real 6'2".
is the tallest one. Tom Welling was close to Christopher Reeve. He's 6'3". So that's probably like the only closest one. But Christopher Reeve was 6'4".
Yeah. So big guy.
David Corenswet is 6'4". So that is, and he looks like him, and Henry Cavill looks like, and Brandon Routh look like Christopher Reeve. So that look and that height brings out nostalgia right there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That right there.
When you're big like that, bro, you look like Superman.
So if he's in terms of going back to David Corenswet acting, if he's big, if he's imposing, and he's still like soft, and still able to carry that Superman, like I could whoop your ass, but he doesn't carry himself that way.
Right.
If he can pull that off, A+.
Because look,
like in the BVS shot, remember where Batman gets up?
Yeah.
And they're about the same height? Batman is sunken.
Yeah.
He's sunken in there.
Because he's taller than him in real life.
Exactly.
Ben
Henry
Affleck is
Cavill,
6'4".
he has thick red boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Ben Affleck, I bet there's very little sole on his boots. So they can kind of make it not look so.
Taller,
Exactly, bro. So this thing about height, men in height, I don't subscribe to it.
No, it matters in terms of a movie, in terms of regular life.
Yeah.
Because nigga, it doesn't matter. You can get pussy as a 4'3" nigga.
But niggas,
you get pussy as a 4'3" nigga or a 6 foot nigga.
No, it's easier if you're taller.
No, I know that. No, we're acknowledging that. But that's not what we're not generalizing shit.
Sure.
We're not generalizing shit.
Yes.
We're just talking about the Superman character.
Right.
In terms of what they're doing and what they got projecting forward, you need a strong, imposing Superman going forward if you're gonna believe this shit.
I mean, if you think
For
about
the
it,
future.
Christopher Reeve he bulked up when they told him or whatever. They told him he wasn't enough for the part. He went to go work out to get big. He was skinny as fuck.
Standard.
But
he's the standard.
But
remember,
all of them was.
There was
Henry Cavill was skinny as shit.
Man,
Henry Cavill was skinny as shit.
But okay, listen. A ruler has to exist. That's why it's called a ruler. Something has to be the measuring stick. He's the measuring stick. Before him, there was no concept of what a Superman looked like other than the comic books.
Well, I mean,
he's the measuring stick.
For the most part.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why this is the closest to the measuring stick. But we're not going to shit on Henry Cavill's performance because he was probably the thickest Superman we got.
Yeah, he was.
But he did not meet
even
the
without.
matchstick.
He didn't need no padding. He didn't need no padding
for
at all.
example, you use this. Hugh Jackman is my Wolverine, but according to y'all comic book Marvel niggas, that's probably the worst casting you could ever have.
Yeah, he 5'4". Real Wolverine is
5'3". The real Wolverine's 5'3". That nigga Hugh Jackman's like 6'1".
That's it right there. So what are we doing here? But yet the Wolverine that I know and that these kids know is that tall ass Wolverine, not the Wolverine that we played in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Right.
So same thing here.
Yeah, you're right. But I feel like people listen. Henry, the big point isn't his height. For me, it's the way he portrayed Superman. And it wasn't right. He played a left field Superman, and it didn't work out, bro. And that's ultimately my biggest issue with Henry Cavill, bro.
If it wasn't for Zach made him that way.
You're right. Zach did make him that way.
I'm sure, like,
but
Henry Cavill is a huge Superman fan.
But he also showed up and said, release the Snyder Cut at Zach's house. Freak him.
So I feel like I feel like this and that angle, Henry Cavill was not as big as he is now in that. So I feel like Henry Cavill had no choice. Ben Affleck has been acting since he was a child. Gal Gadot has been in Fast and the Furious. Jason Momoa, he was in a lot of other shit, but he wasn't, he was saying a lot of other bullshit too. So I feel like Henry had no choice but to. And when Henry is who he is today, that's why he came out and said, "Yeah, I wasn't feeling the way Zach did. I wasn't feeling how Superman was. I wish that Superman could have been a better way." Because now he has a voice. He can say something now. He couldn't say something like Ben Affleck and Gal did. His voice was small compared to theirs.
Yes, he could have said something. He chose not to because that was the easy thing to do not to.
No,
correct.
I disagree.
It's hard. Right. No, it was harder to speak out against the character.
Gal spoke out.
Yes, she did.
Gal is bigger than Henry.
No, that's not true.
When Gal spoke out, she wasn't bigger than him.
No, she was not.
Was Gal not in Fast and the Furious and everything else too?
That's
doing
not
other shit.
Henry
She was doing another movies.
She had a small role in Fast.
Henry only had like one movie?
Henry,
yes, but
and that movie wasn't as big as
he had more movies.
Wait a minute,
he had more than one movie.
Stop, E-Man.
He had movies.
Who has the penis?
Man, that don't shit though.
It's not just about that. He was a bigger.
I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him. Who has the penis and who's the bigger superstar?
That don't mean nothing.
Superman or Wonder Woman? Yes, it does. Who's the bigger star?
That don't mean nothing.
Who put niggas in seats? It wasn't Wonder Woman at that time.
That don't mean
Gal
nothing.
No, at that
Wonder Woman put niggas in seats. What are you talking about?
Wonder Woman
first put movie in seat, bro. What are you talking about?
See, now you're ranting. You're not listening. Are you going to listen or you're going to rant? At that, before Gal Gadot, before we saw the film, Gal had to prove himself.
Who put people in seats? I'll answer your question.
Stop.
Batman put people in seats, not Superman. Batman, people went to go see, when they see
I know you're trying to argue a point,
Batman.
But you're making
when they saw Batman versus Superman, people went to go see Batman before they see Superman. Let's keep that a buck. Let's keep that a buck, right? Let's keep that a buck. Let's keep that a buck. Who did people, what was people doing? Was people at the movie theater wearing Superman shirts, or was they wearing Batman shirts?
Let me ask you a question. Can I answer? Allow me to retort. Gal Gadot was a hoe in fucking Fast and Furious before she played Wonder Woman. Nobody gave a fuck about her in Fast and Furious. No. Oh, you want me to be honest? Or you want me to tell the truth? Would you want me to lie? You want me to tell the truth? She was a whore.
Yeah.
In Fast and Furious. Nobody gave a fuck about her. Michelle Rodriguez, till this day, is still a bigger star in Fast and Furious. And in that franchise,
she has still more of a voice compared to that, bro.
Gal Gadot didn't become a star until Wonder Woman, and that was until after the movie was released.
Still had a voice,
Before that movie was released,
Henry Cavill was small compared to her.
Only thing Henry Cavill had to do was fart, shit, and smile. That nigga would have been the greatest Superman.
That's cap.
Okay.
That's cap.
Chat, tell me when I'm telling lies.
There's a lot of facts to what he's saying, bro. Gal was the sexy girl to get dates. She made the bikini so he could get the palm print on her butt. She was a girl that was like, she worked for Dom. Arturo Braga. She was a whore for Braga. He was running her. She was like a mistress. And fast forward.
But that franchise and her, just like her, when the people saw her again in the movie,
she was trying to get Dom's number.
She has a voice. She had a voice. Henry Cavill don't have a voice compared to that, bro.
Gal had no voice in Fast and the Furious 4. She had nothing.
So you telling me that Gal is smarter than Henry?
Gal is bigger than
Gal
Henry.
is smarter than Henry.
No, she's bigger.
Exactly.
Now
Ben Affleck can come out. Ben Affleck didn't say anything.
We're talking about 2013, 2014.
Yeah, and Henry said something. He said I wanted to say this, but I couldn't speak up on it because he wasn't trying to mess his career up.
Gal surpassed Henry in 2018 after Wonder Woman.
Right.
Wonder Woman came out in June of 2017. So after those months went by, she started to grow. So in 2018, she surpassed Henry Cavill fame-wise. Before that, it was Henry Cavill. And all that time, when he freaking was talking about shit in Men's Health, about how he didn't like how Snyder took it was too little too late. He went up there and said, in 2020, bring out the cut. I think you saw
he was at how awkward he was looking at the damn, when he was sitting right there with him. He felt awkward the whole time.
He only felt awkward. No, it was Ben Affleck that was awkward, not Henry. Henry was capping for BVS. I'll pull it up for you right now. You have a short.
No, I know
memory.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. You
okay,
I know what you're talking about.
Was Henry Cavill capping for that bad movie?
When they were
Henry Cavill was capping, and Ben Affleck was sad Affleck.
When they were talking to the host, and he was talking to him about it, Henry was more doing it about the movie, about how this was, and Ben Affleck was looking awkward.
For Henry Cavill and Tyler Perry. This some crazy ass shit.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Nigga, you love the niggas you like. I give you that.
Like, not love.
No, you love these niggas. You love the niggas you love, nigga.
Like.
That shit is crazy.
Like. And we can't even go by that too. Ben Affleck was on drugs.
Oh, you can't go by that either, nigga.
Shut up, man. Hey, man, you always. Hey, doing
crazy,
that shit
bro.
again, piece of shit.
At least I'm honest to people I like.
You ain't honest shit.
Yes, I am. I don't cap for niggas you like.
Well, it's been getting a mixed response. So you already know.
I just wanted you to say that. I wanted to see what you would say.
Personally, I really liked it.
Ben Affleck like he drunk right
now. Look at Ben.
He look like he's drunk right now.
Feel and whether it will even affect the film as such.
Well, the interesting thing is that we get the critics who have their personal opinions, and the thing about personal opinions is that they always come from a place, and there's a preconceived idea which you have to get past as a critic before you start writing your article or your review, and that affects everything. What is going to really matter, I believe.
All that bullshit he's saying. All that bullshit that's coming out of Henry's mouth. What's really going to matter is what the fans think. Well, the fans hated it too. Only ones that love that shit is niggas who are dumb and don't understand what Superman is, and the Snyder Cult.
May I?
And the Snyder Cult is dumb as shit too. They retarded too.
Jody, may I? What year did this movie come out?
2016, March 25th.
The
day I monetized Jody's Corner and became a YouTube partner, the day my channel officially started, March 25th, 2016.
Was Gal Gadot,
I made this
Gal Gadot Wonder Woman at the time?
Yes.
Did Wonder Woman movie come out yet?
No.
Okay, cool. So, was this film supposed to be $1 billion film?
Yes.
Was this film shot before this interview was done?
Yes.
So he knew this was a bad movie before he did this interview.
He probably thought it was a good movie, or he's lying here. One of the two. Henry Cavill's a lying nigga, or he really believed BVS was good. But then he came out later in Men's Health and says, I don't like the way I was portrayed in BVS. I wish it was more like Man of Steel.
Is that hindsight?
Does that match these feelings now? He's lying right here. This is a factual lie. Henry Cavill admitted that he didn't like BVS. Now listen to this man lie.
The critics who have their personal opinions, and the thing about personal opinions is that they always come from a place, and there's a preconceived idea which you have to get past as a critic before you start writing your article or your review, and that affects everything. What is going to really matter, I believe, is what the audience says, because they're the ones who are buying tickets. They're the ones who want to see more of this kind of story or not, and so it's the audience's voice is loudest. And after this weekend, the audience will at least partly have spoken.
And they've spoken with like a 30% Rotten Tomatoes score. They freaking hated it. Low audience score, low critic score, freaking underwhelming, near flop of a motherfucking movie. And Ben Affleck is just sitting there. You know what Ben Affleck is going through? I know what he's going through, because he's thinking they hate me as Batman. Because before this came out, when he first was cast as Batman, they didn't like Ben Affleck. They said, this Ben Affleck, this is garbage. I was one of them. I said, Ben Affleck is Batman. Everybody destroyed Ben Affleck when he first got cast as as Batman in 2011 when it was, or 2012. It was like 2012.
I think it was 11.
It was like, no, it was in 2013 or 2014 where Ben Affleck was cast as Batman. Everybody said trash, trash, trash. So when this fool Ben Affleck heard that they don't like BVS, he got sad, because he instantly is saying to himself, everybody was right. They hate me as Batman. I messed up somehow. Oh my God, this movie's terrible. But no, people loved Ben Affleck, but they hated the movie. He was wrong. So I think if Ben knew that they loved him, he wouldn't have been like that. But yeah.
But how can you know that after the movie was shot? So you can only go off of what was your genuine
what
feelings?
Other people think.
What the snapshot in time.
Correct.
How did you really feel at that moment in time?
Yes.
Not hindsight.
Yes.
Not after everybody give their opinion, because that's bias. That's
exactly.
you being
Exactly.
Now you're being fake.
Yes.
What was your real feelings before this movie came out? He hated it.
Yep.
He didn't like the project he put out. I respect that more than this motherfucker right here who wants the movie shot number 6 or 7 or 8.
Superman should never lie. And this nigga Henry is a motherfucking liar. And that's why I was like, man, freaking bro. Once that wishy-washy shit, nah, bro. You should have stood tall on what you believed in. Now, I don't agree with Keon. I don't think that Henry Cavill could come out while he's filming Man of Steel and say, I don't like this. We should do something else. No, you have to do your job. It's not your position. Yeah, it's not your position to talk about the script. You're new.
I disagree.
You don't have clout. Only actors with clout can do that.
Only Ben.
Henry Cavill couldn't do that. Ben could have did that.
Ben said, I don't like how y'all doing Batman.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yes.
Oh, you got to pay this, Ben. It ain't nothing. I'll pay it because I got the money for it.
Yes.
He got the money. He didn't have the money.
Yes.
He can leave anytime he want to.
And hey, Hey, you can't put a price on integrity, nigga. How much you would wear that dress, my nigga?
What?
How much would it cost? How much, nigga? How much for you to wear that dress?
Ain't no. For
And do
me,
what
it's
the fuck
different.
Well,
I say.
he's being
Integrity is a big thing.
consistent.
Where
He's
was the
different.
integrity?
Henry thinks
It's
that
different, bro.
Man of Steel was still done right to this day. So that shows he's twisted. He got it all left up. He still believes, I like the way Man of Steel was going. Well, motherfucker, that ain't Superman either.
And he's not a Superman fan.
I have to challenge the fact that he really doesn't
Well, he also said he wanted to do
And
a
then-
Man of Tomorrow at the same time. So,
switch up. It's the switch up.
and that's Superman's story
George
right
R.
there.
Martin,
Man of
You will
Tomorrow,
never
man.
find video footage of me doing the switch up.
George
I'm
R.
always-
Martin
I'm
didn't want to kill
consistent.
Khaleesi till he killed Khaleesi. So what are we doing?
If you have beliefs and you stick by them, you don't ever have to worry about people saying you switch up.
Living your truth, then you don't have
That's
to
what
lie.
it is.
It's kind of difficult.
Let's
to do that.
let's hope that David Corenswet brings the truth to Superman. Truth, justice, and the American way.
America.